Hello and welcome to the JAGGAER 20.3 release feature demonstration for category management. With the 20.3 release, JAGGAER has made several improvements to the category management solution, including creating object templates from activities, an option to deactivate the category analysis tab, new edit and add capabilities for supplier additional status within the supplier portfolio, the ability to minimize and maximize spend and demand forecast filters and details, along with two other additional enhancements. Let's get started with our first enhancement on the list, creating templates from the activity screen of a strategy. Currently, while the user can create objects such as RFIs, RFQs, and auctions directly within the strategy, the ability to create a template for these objects is not present. In 20.3, object templates can be created for activities such as RFIs, RFQs, auctions, savings initiatives, etc., directly within the strategy. These templates can then be accessed and utilized within the strategy by buyer users with the correct permissions. Therefore, it will allow you to create templates that you want your strategy team to utilize for that particular strategy, and also give them access to those templates immediately within that activity screen. Let's now take a look at this in action within our demo environment. So as you can see, I've already navigated to a specific strategy, and I'm on the Implementation tab within Activity Progress. The reason that this says Activity Progress now is because the status of this particular strategy is running. You'll see below all of the activities that we've added to this strategy. The one I want to point out is the Diversify Hardware Components activity title that is an RFQ. You'll see that it has not yet been started, and we have the traditional drop-down in order to start that activity. Now, however, you see the additional component of being able to create an RFQ template instead of just a fresh RFQ. Now, of course, you will have to have the permissions available to create this template, but as soon as you access it, it takes you directly into the template creation screen. You don't even have to go into a new window. So once you put in your needed information and then press save, you'll now notice that Diversify Hardware Components is now in the running status. And under the object title column, you can see that the Packaging Strategy RFQ template has been applied. I'm now able to select this, and because again I have the right permissions, I can edit directly from within the strategy. This ensures that your strategy team uses the correct templates. So if the strategy coordinator or manager sets up a specific RFQ template or any of the other objects that are utilized within the strategy, those users will know exactly what is expected of them because they will see this specific RFQ template already created. They can then make sure to gather the exact info that the coordinator or manager is wanting them to collect. The last thing that I want to show you with this enhancement is the new way that you can search RFQs or other objects. I'm heading over through sourcing to RFQs and my RFQs. I'm going to select the RFQ templates, and you'll see already that the Packaging Strategy RFQ template is there. And you will also see that when searching or filtering your results, you can now search by strategy description. So if I wanted to find the template that I created for that RFQ, I would just put in Packaging Strategy, as I know that that is part of my description. And you'll see that it already comes up for you. So being able to search by that description allows you to pull up the exact template that you created for the RFQ. Let's now move on to the new option to deactivate the Category Analysis tab. While the Category Analysis tab is a critical component in strategy creation, for some it may be necessary to manage the access that users have to this sensitive information. However, there is currently no option for deactivation. In 20.3, customers who would like to deactivate the Category Analysis tab may now do so directly within the settings of the strategy. Doing so will remove the information from the Summary tab and the Summary Report export. Let's take a look at what this looks like in our demo environment. So I'm back in a specific strategy and I've navigated to the Category Analysis tab where you can see Spend and Demand Forecast. So of course, here you can see all of that good information that came in from your spend import. However, if you did not want this information available, all you would have to do is go to the Details tab and Settings. If you had decided from the get-go that you didn't want this particular tab to be displayed when the strategy was created, you could have set this field at that time. However, if you decide later that you want to hide it, all you have to do is go to Details and Settings like I am now, navigate to the Edit button, you have to have those correct permissions, and then simply change the setting to No. Not only will this remove that tab completely, but it will also remove the information from your strategy summary, which includes the report that you can export from this area. Now, don't worry, if you just wanted to make it unavailable for a period of time, that's no problem. If you already had something filled out in that area and you hit it, to see it again, all you have to do is go to Details and Settings again, and turn it back on. And I'll show you that all of the information still remains. Here is our tab again, and on our spend page, you can see that same information that we hid just a moment ago. Our next enhancement is the additional edit and add capabilities for the supplier additional status page within the supplier portfolio of a strategy. Currently, new supplier additional statuses must be created by accessing the appropriate Supplier Management Plus screens. Also, within the strategy supplier portfolio, these statuses may not be edited. Now, keep in mind, this is a feature that not all users of category management will have activated. It is specific to the submodules of Supplier Management Plus and must be activated through your JAGGAER representative if it's something that you're interested in. In 20.3, new supplier additional statuses may be created directly within the strategy with the appropriate permissions. Also, these statuses may be edited from within the appropriate screens of the strategy supplier portfolio. So let's jump into our demo environment once again and see what that looks like. So once again, I am in a particular strategy, as you can see here. And I'm currently on the Strategy and Levers tab within the supplier portfolio, and I'm starting on the supplier list. The reason for that is that there's actually two different ways that you can access those additional statuses and make changes. So the first thing is over here on the right-hand side of the supplier list, you'll notice this new icon. You can now select this icon, and in the same window, it will take you directly to the additional statuses for that particular supplier, allowing you with the proper permissions to add or edit the statuses that are currently there. Then, when you're done, all you have to do is hit back to strategy, and you're right back where you started. The other way that you can access and edit these statuses is within the Supplier Additional Status window. Again, if you don't see this option within your strategies, then that might mean that this is something that has not been activated for your company's product. Otherwise, on the Supplier Additional Status page, if you scroll down and actually select the line itself, it's going to take you into a screen that previously was just a view screen. You couldn't do anything with the statuses here. You were just able to see what was there. Now, however, in the upper right-hand corner, you'll notice this edit option, as well as the three dots that open up the delete option. Again, you have to have the permissions in order to do this, but if you do, you can simply click edit, and you'll be able to edit the information on the screen, including the statuses. Now, from this screen, you wouldn't be able to create new statuses like you could from the supplier list, but you're able to change the statuses here as well as put in any values that might be needed. Make sure that when you're finished making your changes, you always hit save. Our last enhancement before we move to the additional enhancements is the ability to minimize and maximize the spend and demand forecast filters and details that appear at the top of the page. As of now, when you enter the spend or demand forecast sections of the strategy, the filters and details information takes up the majority of the screen, causing the user to have to scroll to see the valuable charts and graphs. With 20.3, these rows will be automatically minimized, allowing the viewer to immediately see the charts and graphs. Then, with one click, the filters and details may be maximized as needed. Let's once again take a look at this enhancement in action over in our demo software. Within our strategy, I've navigated to category analysis and spend, but the same can be seen on demand forecast. So previously, before 20.3, when I would enter this screen, there would be a filter and details section that would lay above the actual graph that you see here. However, with 20.3, that is now minimized automatically for you so that as soon as you access this page, you're able to see those charts and graphs. However, if you do want to show that additional data and the filters, all you have to do is select the new button, Show Filter and Data. One click, and your details down here at the bottom, plus your filter criteria and search option are right at your fingertips. And once again, when you're ready to minimize it, simply select the button again. Lastly, two additional enhancements were made to category management. First, users may now access the valuable online help tool within category management, utilizing the three-dot menu just like what is already in place for the other JA modules. Second, the external ID field is now included in the spend and demand forecast export and import files. To learn more about the product release features as well as all of the JAGGAER 1 solutions, please visit the product release library to view additional training videos and to access the release notes. Now that you've learned about the new features available with the JAGGAER 20.3 release for category management, start testing them for your organization. We hope this new functionality will empower procurement at your organization, and we welcome you to contact us with your questions and feedback.